Hi, this is Scott from Mr. Robot Electronics in Ontario, Canada. Today I'm going to be unboxing the Minty Pi Pico PC boards from JLC PCB. I've received a lot of interest on this micro-sized gaming console, and I wanted to make it easier for people to build their own. And so let's get on to the unboxing. Okay, let's get these opened up. Okay, these are the display boards. We'll get a look at those in just a moment. But first, I'll look up and look at the very well packed, always, with lots and lots of bubble wrap boards. And the first ones, oh my gosh. Wow, these are wonderful. So, let me explain what all this is. This is the button side of the board. And you can see we've got power on-off button up here, a reset and boot button that is on the RP2040 Zero board, and then the actual lands for the static buttons. Also some indicator LEDs, charging, charge done, and low battery LEDs. Then it's got a place for the SD cards, a USB-C charge port, a switch so you can enable and disable. And if you've worked with PicoPad, you'll know that that's very important, because when you power it on, if that's enabled, you get the menu. Basically, you're browsing the SD card to load something. If you disable it, then it just powers up in whatever game you've been in. And then here's the connector that goes off to the display board. The display board is, I got these not assembled because there was, it's always, the setup charges are always pretty considerate no matter who you go with. And all it has is one connector. So you solder the identical connector that we have here onto this, and then actually that's where you solder the LCD display and this particular brand here. And then on this side you solder the actual flat connector. So yeah, it looks pretty good. I hope these work. I'm going to be checking these out in the next few days. Basically, this takes the whole PicoPad except for the 2040 board. So, and it puts everything else on one board. So here's the RP2040 on the right Zero board, and the 2350 Zero board on the left, which I've just received. And so I'm probably going to go the 2350 because the SDK now supports that. Another good reason for going with the 2350 on the left is that these little tiny pads down the right-hand side here, not the regular pads, but those other pads, I need to solder a couple of wires onto those because I don't want to change the PicoPad software to reassign pins to pins that are on the outside. So I solder little wires on there that you'll see in the build guide, and that will makes it a lot easier here because they're larger and further apart. Also notice, and one of the reasons they're able to do that is because on the 2040 they used a through-hole USB-C port, and on the 2350 they used a surface mount one. So that frees up a lot of space on the back, and they were able to make those pads bigger. Basically, the boards are the same except for the processor and maybe some different memory size. But think I'll go with the 2350 this time and see what happens. So also the boot and run buttons, those are focus. The boot and run buttons, I have to solder a small wire to each of those to bring them up to the main board there. So yeah, that's looking pretty exciting. Can't wait to get these checked out. If they work, I'll be putting them up for sale. If not, I'll be fixing whatever's wrong and spinning it again. But I expect normally to spin it again. But then again, it's the same exact design as what I built the first time on Proto number 2. So we'll see. Stay tuned.